Good morning. Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure I got this right. Hold on. Let me. Ooh, it's a good morning. Good morning. Let me tell y'all something. Let me go ahead on and put this on because I think my lips just a little dry this morning. Look, y'all. Good morning. Y'all know it's Thursday. Y'all know what today is. Y'all know what we do. Y'all know how it goes. I know. I feel a little something this morning. I feel a little something. Y'all with me this morning? Y'all with me this morning? Y'all with me? Fish don't fry in the kitchen. Beans don't burn on the grill. Took a whole lot of what? Just to get up that hill. Started out in the big leagues. What? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Look, y'all don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. Look, y'all go ahead on TikTok and tap the middle of that screen. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Insta, X, as they call it now. Y'all come on in and come talk to me. Come on in and come talk to me this morning. Y'all know it's Thursday, so y'all know it's tight in the morning, and y'all know how we do. Tell a friend, tell them to like, follow, subscribe, do all of that good stuff, and come on in. You said what? Okay. Fish don't fry in the kitchen. Beans don't burn on the grill. Hold on. Took a whole lot of moving just to get up that hill. Yes. Now, some of y'all might not know about the Jeffersons, but I want y'all to go on over and check the Jeffersons out, right? Just put in the Jeffersons. It's on streaming platforms. When I tell you it was a 70s show back in the day, a black sitcom. That's where your Marlon Gibbs come from, Sherman Hemsley. I'm trying to think. What is her name? That played Wheezy. But it was a good show, a great show. Y'all go check it out because I had to put my microphone out. Because you want to say it. But if you really think about it, right? Fish don't fry in the kitchen because, fish and that oil and that grease and whatever have you, it will stink up everything. It will make everything stink. So, yeah, that's why they tell you that you don't fry fish in the kitchen because then that oil is left there. But a lot of us fry fish in the kitchen. You know how it goes. Anyway, look, y'all, good morning. So for those of you all who are just coming in and just morning, hey, Rywaya, good morning. Good morning. Hey, Sun King, thank you for the follow. Good morning. Look, y'all go ahead and tap the middle of that screen and show me, blow the hearts up on that screen over there on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. Y'all show me some thumbs up. Y'all show me some hearts. Podbean. Y'all tell a friend and get everybody all up in it this morning. So this morning, look, I'm going to have to take these glasses out because I got a glare. Let me see. How can I do this? Hold on. We're going to do it like that. All right. That's what we're going to do today. Yes, indeed. Y'all come on in and come talk to me. Hey, Tammy. Good morning. Thank you so much for the follow. Yes, y'all come on in and like, follow, and subscribe and do all of that good stuff. Yes. All right. So today's topic, look, I'm going to go ahead on and talk about it real quick because I need for y'all to know, right? It says when the tips aren't tipping, when the tips are not tipping. I know y'all probably saying, Titan, what in the crap? What is this? But y'all hold on for a second. Hold on. Ooh. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good this morning. Yes, indeed. That's good this morning. Look, let me see what I got in here today. Yeah, we're going to put that on up in here. And we're going to pin it. And we're going to do it. All right. So when look, I'm going to take these glasses off because I can see nothing but light in my glasses. So, and I'm close enough. I can see this good stuff. So anyways, good morning to you all. Good morning. So this morning, we're talking about when the tips are not tipping. When the tips are not tipping. Now, so I know y'all are probably thinking, okay, Titan, this is what it is, but y'all hold on close because we're going to talk about some things. It's not what you normally would think of, but it is what you're thinking of, part of it, right? So it's going to be a two-part to that, but y'all hold on this morning. Look, I want to tell everyone that's coming in this morning, thank you all for coming in. I appreciate you. I love you. If you're here for the first time, what we do is that we welcome everyone. We welcome everyone into the space. It's an inclusive space. You come in, we show love, but we want to say good morning. Why? Because you woke up this morning. So we want you to be happy about that. So take a moment and say good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. And that's how we say good morning, right? Y'all just heard that? Good morning. You want to say it with some fervor. You know what I mean? Like, good morning. Hey, good morning, Libby. Good morning. Hey, Andrea C. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Tamara. She said, Grand Rising. Good morning. Come on in. Good morning. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the likes. Yes, indeed. Thank you for all of that. Good morning. Hey, Carolyn. Good morning. Yes, indeed. Come on. Okay, look, come on. Y'all better follow me this morning. Follow me. Follow me. Okay, I'm sorry. I just got a little hype for a second. But thank you all so much for coming in. So back to it, right? So we say good morning. That's how we say good morning. But when you write it, right, when you put it in the comments, it's good morning with all the O's and R's and INGs. So you say it like this. You say good morning. That's how you say it, right? That's how you do it. And you get it and it feels good. Why? Because I woke up this morning. Look, you have another chance. I said another. You had another chance to do what you didn't do on yesterday. You have another chance to be in the moment and do the things that you need to do. You have another chance to live life and love and have laughter and fun. Like, you have another chance. So this is what you do, right? Okay, Libby, that's what I'm talking about. Woke up in my right mind. Woke up in my right mind. I can still tell you what's going on. I can still function. I can still move. When I swing my feet over to the edge of the bed or when I start my day, I can still wiggle. I can still move. And even if I can't wiggle or move my toes, I can still move my legs. I can still get up and I can still do. Right mind. Andrea C. said, full of gratefulness. That's it. That's it. I'm grateful for the fact that I am still here. But let's say this, though. Let's make sure that we understand where we're at, right? We are here. We are here. And so I think every moment that you're here should be celebrated. That part. Thank y'all so much for the comments. Yes, good morning to you too as well. Good morning, Podbean. How y'all doing this morning? How y'all doing this morning? Good morning. Look, that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about it this morning. All right, so the topic this morning, y'all with me, is when the tips are not tipping. All right. And I know y'all are probably looking at this like, Titan. But now y'all keep on. Y'all stay with me because I got something for you. When the tips are not tipping, right? We know that there is this thing in the world that we have where tips are warranted, right? Tips are warranted. Tips on everything. Tips on delivery. Tips on service. Tips on this, on this, on that. But also, too, there are tips, right, that you have, right? People come and ask you for advice. People come and ask you for things like that. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about those tips, that comfort, that advice that they ask you about. But we're also going to talk about services rendered, tipping when services are rendered or when they're not rendered. Right? Because a lot of you are probably sitting here saying, oh, well, tipping is part of the American culture, and that's what we do. But what do you do, right, when the tipping is not warranted? What do you do when the services rendered are not services, right, or good services? What happens, right? Hey, Bertha, good morning. She said, good morning with all God's blessings. Good morning. So, yes, that's what we're going to do this morning. So y'all come on over here with me. And let's talk about it. Grab your cups, right? Grab your cups. So I haven't done this in a while, right? I haven't done this in a while. What's in your cup and where you from? What's in your cup this morning and where you from? What's in your cup this morning and where you from? I see a couple of y'all over here. Okay, yes, indeed. Hold on. Who said what? Okay, look. Okay, then. All right. I'm Titan Capri, and I'm from Texas, H-Town. And what's in my cup is a good old hot cup of coffee, and it's cinnabon, I think is what it is in the cup this morning, and it's good too, and it's good. I got a little. I put a little sugar in here. It's good. It's good. Okay, so y'all, what's in your cup and where you from? The second part, y'all heard me just take a sip, right? And I know probably a lot of you are saying, okay, Titan, that was not a sip. That was a slurp. That was a slurp. Look, in Texas, this is how we sip, okay? I'm going to demonstrate because I want you all to know that this is definitely a sip. Now look, it may look like a slurp, it may sound like a slurp, it may even feel like a slurp, right? But it is a sip. Y'all come on and grab your cups and take a sip with me. We're going to put it in today. Hey, Bertha, she said, tea, and I'm from New York City. Come on, New York City. And tea, ain't nothing wrong with tea. Now, Bertha, is it just regular tea? Is it green tea? Is it, raspberry tea? What is it this morning? What is it this morning? Hey, Doris. Doris said tea and for Richmond, Virginia. Come on, Doris. Same to you. Is it tea, just regular tea? Does it have a little something in it? Royale said lemonade and from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Come on, Hattiesburg, M-I, quick letter M-I. Yes, indeed. I love a good lemonade. Now, is it just regular lemonade? Oh, Bertha said green tea. I like it. I like it. Indeed. Well, Bertha, Wild Royale, and Doris, I love it. Carolyn says black coffee, Waco, Texas. Come on, Waco, Texas. Wild Royale said regular lemonade. Okay, so we good with that. We good with that, y'all. Okay, Osayo, I think that's how you say it. Nashoni, she says means hello in Cherokee. Okay, well, hello and good morning. Good morning to you. Hey, Nana Hen, it's been a while. Nana Hen, good morning. She said black coffee. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with a good old black coffee. And they also say that just regular black coffee is a diuretic, right? So it keeps you, the way you should be like that. So good morning. Okay. All right. Nashoni, she said yes. Okay. I look, I got a little something. And thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Hey, Linda, she said green tea in Mississippi. Baby, y'all on that tea this morning. Y'all are on that tea this morning. Royale said, I want to spike it, but it's too early. Look, Royale, they tell you that it's 5 o'clock somewhere in the world. Somewhere in the world. So if you go off that time, then you'll be okay. But if you got a full day of work that you got to do, I don't suggest you spiking it just right now. Okay. Look, y'all, go ahead on and get that tea. Okay, Lashawna, go ahead on and get that tea. Do what y'all do. Now grab your cups because we're going to move a little quick this morning because I'm already 13 minutes in, I think. Yeah, I'm already in this game. Yeah, I'm already in. Okay, Keisha said, hey, Keisha, good morning. She said, it's 12 o'clock somewhere. Okay, that part. It is 12 o'clock something. Mm-hmm. And Wild Royale, let me tell you, they tell me in the morning that I got to have something in this cup because the way I be acting, and I wish sometimes there was a little nip. You know what I mean? That'll be our secret. Mm-hmm. Keisha says strawberry lemonade. Come on, strawberry lemonade. I love some good old strawberry lemonade. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead on and grab your cups so we can get into it. Nana Hen said, have the grandbabies today. Took them to the Civil Rights Museum yesterday. It was fabulous. Nice. The Civil Rights Museum where, Nana Hen? Where at? That's nice. I love it. I think that it's important for you to know your history and the things like that. So yeah. Okay, YRL said, I feel you on that. Okay, look, let me tell you. Nana Hen said Greensboro. Okay, good. I think that we must understand our history and know our history. And it's good that you have the grandbabies and you're taking them to know their history and things like that. Because our history is our history, right? And there is no difference between the histories when it comes to the place where we stay or where we live or where we dwell, right? So we got to have all histories in that. So I love that. Thank you so much for that, Nana Hen. All right, y'all. So we're going to grab the cups and we're going to sprinkle the topic into the cup this morning. Come on with it, because we're going to talk about when the tips are not tipping, because sometimes people think that you should be tipping when the services rendered doesn't warrant a tip. And sometimes people ask you for advice and for consult and things like that, and they don't even understand the tipping process. They don't get it. All right, y'all, come on. We're going to sprinkle it in and we're going to take a sip out of it. Come on. Ooh. Fish don't fry in the kitchen. Oh. Beans don't burn on a grill. Look, y'all know if y'all are sipping like that, then y'all are having it this morning. Y'all are with me this morning. Y'all come on in this morning. Y'all keep tapping the middle of that screen, TikTok over there. Make it blow up. Make it do what it do. All that good stuff. Okay. All right, Royale. I said it earlier. I don't know if most people know about the Jeffersons, but she said that's my show. Look, y'all go check out the Jeffersons. When I tell you it was a great show, it was a good show. Marla Gibbs, which is Florence, she went on to do 227. She went on to do other things. And she is an icon in that, and that right there. What do I have in my cup? I just have some cinnamon coffee with a little bit of chocolate brulee. Look, Bertha, chocolate brulee, man. And look, Bertha, it may seem like I got a little something extra in my cup, but I really don't. All right, y'all. So y'all know, picture it, Houston, 2024, right? I'm having a conversation with someone, and we are talking about how we show up for our friends and in our circles. And I was saying that 9 times out of 10, what we do is we ask for consult, we ask for advice, we ask for tips, right? And so the friend that I was talking to said, "What do you mean tips?" I said, 9 times out of 10, when you ask somebody for advice, you're asking them for a tip. Y'all follow me on this. Okay, y'all follow me. You asked me for a tip. And so they were saying, "Well, what is the tip?" I said, sometimes you're saying, "Okay, well, how do I get over this? What do I do? What's my next step, right? How do I get past that?" Y'all keep tapping the middle of that screen over there. I see y'all over there. What do I do? And so what I said to this friend of mine is that sometimes we're asking for advice and we don't know how to take it, right? Sometimes we're asking for something and we don't know how to take it. So sometimes we're asking for a tip, but we don't understand what that tip is, or we don't understand how to take it, or we feel that that tip may not be a large enough tip. Okay, y'all, hold on with me. Hold on. Sometimes the tip is not what we thought it was going to be. Hey, Linda, good morning. Thank you so much. Sometimes Linda said, I love the hair. Yeah, it's going. It's going, right? So sometimes when we ask for a tip, we don't understand what that tip includes or why we're even tipping. So when the tips are not tipping, right? Because you came to me and you asked me a question and you asked me to be real with you. So I'm going to be real with you. So I'm telling you what it is, but it's not what you want. It's not what you want to hear. You with me? Same thing when there are services rendered. Some people think that their services that they render to you should have a larger tip, right? And so when the tips are not tipping, then all of a sudden there's a problem. Y'all stay with me. Stay with me. So this friend of mine said, "So wait a minute, you mean to tell me that I'm asking you for tips, and then when I don't like what you tell me, then you're not tipping me accordingly?" I said, "Exactly. Because what you've done is you come to me and you've said, 'Hey, Titan, be real and be honest with me about what's going on.'" And so Titan says, "Okay, I'm going to be real and honest with you. Let me give you a tip," right? The math ain't mathing. The life is not lifing right now. Something is going on that you are constantly in this situation and this problem, right? You are constantly having this. Now, this is not a beat up on you day. This is just me saying, this is my tip. This is my tip. You wanted this tip over here. You wanted that 20% or that 30%, but I got to give you the 15% right now, or maybe even the 10%, because you're not getting it. You're not understanding. You're not catching it. When the tips are not tipping, you feel me? In this world that we live in, we believe that everybody deserves a tip for services rendered or the lack thereof. So even if you don't give me good service, you still deserve a tip. You feel me? So here's the thing. If I'm going to do that, right? If I'm going to do that, I'm going to be real with you. Let me give you a true tip. This don't look good. You've been down and out for a while. It's time for you to stand up. It's time for you to go. It's time for you to do. What are we doing? You feel me? But that's not the tip that you wanted from me, because you wanted me to tell you, "Oh, life is great. It is wonderful. Flowers and rainbows and all this other good stuff." No, that's not the tip that I'm giving you. When the tips are not tipping, y'all stay with me. Hold on with me, because I'm there. Because somebody just said, Titan, well, that's messed up. Everybody should get a tip. No, everybody should not get a tip. That's me being appeasing to you. So you come to me and you ask me for something, right? You come to me and you say, Titan, be real with me, right? Be real with me. Hey, good morning. All right, good morning. Most of our life's problems are our self-destruction, Dan, and that is true. 9 times out of 10, you are giving services, right? And you're expecting a tip when those services are not even up to par. They're not good for you. When those services are not something that deserves a tip, right? Okay, hold on. I'm going to go back to another show too. It's called Sanford and Son, and I'm going to tell you about the tip, right? Hold on a second. And then, hey, Burger Joe. Burger Joe said, good morning, handsome. That's a tip. Okay, now that's a tip. You better say it, okay? I get it. Good morning. Now, here we are, right? Here we are. You go to a restaurant, right? Now, I'm going to come back to the person that I was talking to. But you go to the restaurant, right? And you are expecting service, good customer service, right? And at this restaurant with this expectance of good customer service, somebody comes out, they ignore you, they're rude to you, they don't do all of that. But at the end, when the check comes, they expect a tip. Now, this is what I want to say to you all. Yes, we live in America. Yes, we are here. And for those that are not in America, I understand, right? But what I'm saying is where I'm at right now, there are tips added to everything. Everything, gratuity, right? That's the tip. Let's just be real. If you don't know the word gratuity, then we just going to say tip. There's a tip added to everything. Even when you go and pick up your food, if you carry out your own food, if you order it, they add on a tip. There are already taxes added on. So me and my mom's one day, right, one weekend, we wanted Subway. And neither one of us wanted to get up and go get it or anything like that. So we said we were going to order, right? Now, on the actual receipt, where is it? Hold on. On the actual, is this it? Hold on. Okay. On the actual receipt, hey, Jessica, good morning. On the actual receipt, it says, right, what you've ordered. Then there's taxes. Then there is a delivery fee, right? There's a delivery fee that's added on here. But when you get further down, right, they're asking you for a tip. And it starts at 15%, 15, 20, no, 15, 18, 20%, right? So now just imagine you going to this place and you're ordering and you're saying to yourself, okay, I got a coupon. I'm finna get this and I'm finna do that. And that's what I'm about to do. But by the time you get to the end, by the time you get their services rendered, right, they have added on another $10 to $12 onto the ticket. And then here's the thing. What they do is they cause it, you're tallying up, right? Now, this is just online. I'm going to go pick it up, right? I'm going to go pick it up. There's still a fee, but delivery, the store or whatever it is that you're getting it from, whoever you're getting it from, let's say Subway, right? Subway adds on, but because they're going through DoorDash or whoever they're going through, there's a fee there, right? And so if you know anything about fees, 9 times out of 10, the company can cover the fee if they want to. But what they don't do is cover it and they pass it on to the consumer, which is you, right? Me, I, them, yeah, it's us. So what happens is you are going on, and this is for maintenance or whatever have you. But think about this. This company has already bought the internet, right? The internet package. This company has already had the maintenance. They have what do you call them? Y'all, I just drew a blank. What do you call them on the back end? Tech. They already got tech support, right? But they are going to charge you a fee for that. Follow me. Next time you order something online and next time you order something to be delivered, look at the fees that are calculated. And then when the tip comes along, they don't tell you, they don't say other or tip, right? They give you 3 options, and then other is over here real small, so you can just tap that. 15, 18, 20% for a delivery driver, right? So let's be real. I know that we work for tips, but that doesn't, you are working for this organization or this company, right? And this company is passing it on to the consumer, because now the consumer, so then they give you all of these coupons, buy one, get one free, buy one, get one half off, all of this stuff. So by the time you go through and you think you done done this, I didn't use the coupon. Oh, I'm about to get it, right? Your total is $20, right? Your total is $20, but your delivery is $40. And then they are asking you for a tip on top of that, right? And y'all see all of these little TikToks and all of these Instagrams and all of these things where these delivery drivers are actually acting a fool because they figure that you didn't tip them correctly, or you didn't tip them, or you didn't tip them on the website or on the app or whatever have you. And then they acting up. And here's my thing. And y'all, hold on. You took this job for the aspect of what is possible, right? Not guaranteed, but what's possible when the tips are not tipping. And what we say to people in this world today is that you should do. All right, Subway. All right, love Subway, but I know already what it is. So I have all of these gift cards, right, that I had for Subway. And so with the gift cards, I was adding them on, but you cannot add on more than one gift card if you're paying. So here's my secret. My secret is consolidate all of your gift cards that you have and put them onto the app. And that way, when you consolidate them, right? You consolidate them, you put them all together, you can use one gift card to take off what it is that you have. So I had a total, me and my moms was talking about this because we love some Subway. I had a total about $100 in gift cards, right? Because what one organization was doing was that every time we would meet, they would give like a $10 gift card, right? And so I wasn't using the $10 gift cards like that often. So what I did is I accumulated them and I went onto the app and I put them all onto the app. But what I did before I put them all in and just left them there, I consolidated at least 3 or 4 or 5 of them together. Because when we make an order, we make a big order. Not a problem. But when I tell you that you're trying to get something, with a BOGO or a half off, buy one, get one half off, and then you can't even use, your coupons or your gift cards because they limit you on what that is. And so, y'all, that's a whole nother conspiracy thing. But when the tips are not tipping, so I'm tipping you on this website, right, on this app, because gratuity is something that is mandated now. And I know what y'all are saying, Titan, it's not mandated. It's an option. But if it's an option, why is it always put in your face constantly over and over and over again? Because that's what they know that you're going to do. They know that you're going to go ahead and you're going to go forward. They know that you're going to do this, right? Because you feel obligated to do this. Because now it has been oh, woe, it's me, right? When I'm doing all the work, I'm going through the menu. You didn't take anything off of that. And then it says on, like if you order from Pizza Hut or Domino's or places like that, when you're on the app, it says, do you want to tip our workers? And I'm saying, so I go to the deal for the $7 deal or whatever it is, or buy 2 for $6.99 or whatever it may be and get this deal. And then I got a tip. I'm just like, wait, what is happening? Like, what is happening? So the whole tipping thing has got out of control in that aspect. But let me go back to this. I'm tipping for the work that I'm doing on your website. That's what I'm doing. I'm tipping you for that. Then I'm tipping you because you're delivering it, right? But if I don't tip you accordingly. So the other day I had a $20 order. It was like $27. The tip came up and the tip was like $5, $7, $8. And I was like, it's $20. It's 20 something dollars. Like, you're doing that much work? Like, you know what I mean? And so I know you're saying, Titan, well, you can select other. But if you think about it, it automatically comes up. That's the system. You got to be careful. That's the system. You're doing all of this, right, in order to do, and then that's how they get you. You will make an order. And so here's the thing. After the pandemic, people were saying, oh, well, you know, I can do this. I can order DoorDash. I can do this. But you're paying that extra. If I was to drive myself to the fast food location or to the food location and pick it up myself, I'm saving $15 that they are tacking on to my bill. And they're not doing no more than what they would normally do to prepare the food. But because the convenience, you're with me, of doing this, they can charge you that. And what they'll do is they will put it in your face that you need to do 15, 18, or 20%. But then they will have other over there. And then here's the kicker. You cannot move on until you select the tip. So then now you have to sit up here. Now you got to go. Now you got to calculate. Now you don't want to be, you know, rude to the delivery person or rude to the person that's doing it because they're just trying to make a living. They're just trying to have a job, right? So I want to be fair. But I'm going to pay $5 on a $20 ticket when the tips are not tipping, right? When the tips are not tipping. So I'm going to move over here. Hey, covered by God's grace. Good morning. Good morning. YRL said that's the way of trying to control us in a sense because they know somebody's going to use the app. Exactly. So I used to drive Uber, right? And when I was driving Uber, there was these fees that were passed down to us. Now, automatically, you're using your car. You are having this maintenance and all of that. 45, almost 40% of your fare goes to Uber, right? Or Lyft. I think Lyft may be a little bit less than that, but almost 50%. Let's just be real. Goes to them for the app, for the location, for all of that. But you are the one in the car, wearing and tearing on your car, tires, rough terrain, all of this stuff that you're driving on with terrain, streets, and all of this stuff like that, using up your gas, and you are only worth 30-something% of this fare that you're getting. And I think it's something like that because then there's an airport fee. There's a maintenance fee for this and that. And so what we've gotten is we've gotten into the place of convenience. And so these tips that you're having, right, it's sort of mandated now. Because I would love for back then, and this was some years ago, before the pandemic, I was doing Uber. It was you didn't want to tip on the app because you wouldn't get all of that money. So you wanted them to actually tip you in cash. That was back then. Now I think it's something a little different. But I'm speaking of back then. So it's like sometimes you get a tip, sometimes you won't. But everybody is not going to tip you the same. And so what I mean by that, with my friend asking me to be real and open and honest, they know that I'm going to be the one that's going to tip them accordingly. I'm going to let you know what the real deal is. Now, the other people may tip you and tell you, oh, great job, and this is wonderful, and this is this. But I'm not that person, right? I'm not going to have you sit in front of me and me lie to you and not tell you the full truth. That type of tipping, right? And then when I'm going to pay for something, I'm paying for services rendered. But if you are mean and nasty, if you are neglecting, if you are not doing your job, and a simple smile and hello, things like that, I don't feel I need to tip you because you're not doing what you promised that you would do according to your job. Now, I used to work fast food. I used to work at restaurants, so I understand the hospitality industry. I get it. So I don't ever want to not tip someone. You feel me? If you were just to come in, pay attention, the basics. Hey Titan, good morning. Well, not even hey Titan, but good morning. Hey, how you doing? Welcome in. What can I get you? Are y'all okay? The food is going to be just a little behind because we're kind of swamped right now, but can I get you all anything else? What else can I do for you? Checking in. Your tip is guaranteed. You feel me? But you render me nasty service. You render me service that's subpar, and then I'm still supposed to tip you? And then here's the thing. Now you don't want to say that you're not tipping or do anything because you don't know what they're doing in the back with your food or whatever have you. Nowadays, people are being mean and nasty. You just don't know when the tips are not tipping. But I'm telling you, in my friend circle, right? In my friend circle, in my village, my tribe, my gang, and my chosen family, I'm that one that's going to tip you accordingly. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to let you know what it is according the Bible, according to Titan, right? Or the books according to Titan. Because I didn't come to you and ask you what you were doing. You came to me and said, Titan, be honest with me. So let me tip you accordingly. And that's what I'm going to do. When I go out for service, I'm always, even when I was in the service industry, I wanted to make sure that you were good because that's my job. That's what I'm supposed to do. But I cannot expect a tip for services rendered, and I didn't render any services. We went to a restaurant just recently, and the person at the waitress at the restaurant was on point, right? On it, doing what she was doing. She came in, she welcomed us, things like that, right? And so a lot of times what'll happen, people will say, oh my God, don't leave that kind of tip. Here's my thing. You never know what type of tip you're going to get. You never know what it is. But what you should do, right, is render services as if you're going to get $100 tip. Always be on point because you just never know. And sometimes it'll balance out. So this young lady came over. She was apologetic because we couldn't get the food out and it was a lot going on. And we knew it because we could see it because the restaurant was packed. Like people just kept coming in and it was just super packed in there. And so people were waiting, you know, people were sitting down and waiting, and it was 15, 30 minutes and something. And so we understood. So we were just talking and chatting and having our drinks and doing that. And she kept coming back and checking on us and stuff like that. And she was, you know, cracking little jokes and, you know, making fun. And we still hadn't got our food, and it had been 20, 30 minutes, right? But we were not tripping because we hadn't seen each other in a while. So we were just sitting down, you know, shooting the breeze and doing what we do. At the end, right, the young lady was getting ready to change shifts. And so she was getting ready to leave. And so she came over and she said, hey, gentlemen, I'm so sorry that we're about to change shifts and your food is just now coming out. So I won't be here when you serve a ticket, but this gentleman is going to come over and take care of you all. I've already told him everything and all of that. So at the same time, me and my friend both said, oh, excuse me, we're here you go. We both were giving her a $20 bill, right? And I know you're probably saying, Titan, really? But this is how good she was at what she was doing. She was swamped. You could tell that she was swamped, but she did not let that deter her from making sure that we had what we needed. And she kept us abreast on what was going on, what was happening. And so we felt in that moment, and then plus there was a table across from us that she was working as well that was giving her a hard time. They were ordering stuff. It wasn't cold enough. It wasn't hot enough. It wasn't cold enough. They were sending it back. They were doing all that. And then when she would leave out, they were laughing and snickering and all this kind of stuff like that, right? And so we knew that she was having a day, right? But she did not let that stop her. So what we said, right, in our spirit of spirit and our hearts of hearts, we said, well, we're going to tip her, right, because she's kept us up to date. She made sure that we were good. She made sure that she did everything that she needed to do, right? And then she even stopped when we gave her the money. She stopped and she started to cry. And she said, I have had a horrible day. And I said to her, I said, well, let me tell you something. From the time we walked in and sat down at this table, you have been nothing but gracious to us and good to us. And we are thankful for that. Our day wasn't a good day as well, right? And we are sitting here watching you struggle and do what you're doing, but you're doing it with a smile on your face. So I don't know who done it before, whatever have you, but I want you to hold your head up and I want you to understand that you have done some good in my world today, in my life today. And for that, we are thankful. So you keep on, well, do y'all want change? No. You keep all of that. You keep all of that. And this is what I mean by just doing your job. Nothing outside of what you signed on for, just doing your job. When the tips are not tipping, there is something going on. There is something wrong somewhere, and you got to understand what that is. You're not obligated to have a tip, right? That's going to make you feel good and all roses and all of that stuff. You're not obligated for that. However, if you're doing your job at the level that you should be doing your job, right? What's for you is for you, and it's going to come. It's going to happen. Rariel said, let me see here what we said here. Sora said, that is smart and true indeed, right there. Hey, Nelly, good morning. Hey, she said, hey, love, good morning. Good morning. And Nelly said, yep. I'm telling you all, like, I sometimes wonder why we expect something for subpar service. Why do we expect you to tip us, right, when that's not what's warranted? So my friend was expecting me to tip her in the sense of, this is what you want to hear. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. So you can go over to these other people, other restaurants and locations and organizations. You can go over here to them and expect them to give you the gracious answer, but Titan is not going to do that. I consider myself a friend. I consider myself the loved one. I consider myself that I'm part of your village, your tribe, your gang, and your chosen family. So I'm not going to lie to you. Now, you may not like me later, but I'm going to be real with you. And what you know is that you can always come to Titan, and Titan is going to be real. That's my word, right? So that's the job that I signed on for. When I signed on as your friend, I signed on as that person to be clear and concise on what it is that you're asking me for. Notice I did not offer it. You asked me. So I said before I started, I said, are you going to be cool or are you going to try to come out of a bag? Because I'm going to shoot from the hip. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to be funny. This is real. And so some people have said, well, Titan, ain't nobody asked you for that. Stop trying to Iyanla fix my life. You asked me. You asked me. Well, they didn't say that. Well, they don't have your best interests at heart, because I'm not going to sit up here and sugarcoat it. Baby, you don't look good. Things are bad. Things are not looking good right now. You can't pay your bills. You're not going to work on time. Something is going on. So you need to, what's happening? Check in with yourself. While you over here trying to do it for everybody else, check in with you. That's what I give, and that service is rendered. I didn't sign that contract to be your friend, to be your best friend, to be your chosen family, to be your loved one. I didn't sign that contract to not do my job. Okay, hey DJ Tony Powell, he said 100. That part right there. Good morning. I didn't sign that contract for that. And you may feel some kind of way after we have our conversation, or we have this comfort or whatever it may be. Because a lot of times I say, people will say, I'm your friend, and they will sit on the side of you and just be silent while you're going through turmoil and destruction. And that's not what I signed on for. I did not sign on for that. What I signed on for was to be your confidant, to be your protector, to be somebody that's going to be there for you, to lift you up when you are falling, when you're going down, to do that. That's what I signed on for. So in the world of services rendered, when I sign on to this organization, to this company, to this service, this hospitality that I'm doing, I have to understand where I'm at. I got to understand what my job is. And at the very minimum, I should give you services rendered as per my contract, as per what I signed on for. You cannot sign on for something and then get mad at the salary that you get for what you signed on for when you knew the salary when you signed on. When you knew the possibilities when you signed on. You have to advocate for what you want. So when the tips are not tipping, what am I doing? What am I doing? Was my services that I rendered, were they, should I get a tip? Or if I'm asking for a tip, if I'm asking for advice, if I'm asking, what do you see? When I give that to you, you can't be mad at me because you asked for it. That's what you asked for. Now, I'm not going to tell you I know all. I'm not going to tell you I do all and I be all. I can't tell you that. What I do know is I can only speak on what I've experienced and what my life has brought me. And when I see that it's not bad, I got that discerning spirit. It's not right. It's not right. And I can't sit here. Now, the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe she's going through something. Maybe something is not right. The second time I saw it, I was like, okay, wait a minute. Hold on. She's going through something. Right? You know what I'm saying? So let me mention it. Hey, you all right? Everything is okay? Oh, I'm good. Like that. Well, why are you looking like that? Well, what's going on? You been to the doctor? Are you, sick? Whatever have you? No, I'm good. I'm good. And then here comes the third time. And I'm like, okay, well, hold on. Something ain't right. Because there has been gaps of time in between these times that I've seen you. Hey, King. The King said, good morning, Positive King. Good morning. Good morning to you as well. Rawael said, you signed up for that salary and now you're complaining. Exactly. Here's my thing. Now, if you signed up for a salary and the salary had these things in it saying that in this particular time, in 30 days, 90 days, 60 days, whatever it was, you are up for a raise. If you are in for a year where you get your yearly review, if you're doing this, you're up for a raise, you're going to get this. Or there may be a clause that says automatically you will get a certain percent raise every 3 months or every 6 months or 9 months or whatever it may be. Fine. But now that you are in it, now what you do is if you cannot do your job at this rate, then you go in and you renegotiate or you talk about it or you go to another job, right? But what you don't do is let your customers suffer, your clients, your patients, whatever it is, because you're upset about something that you did. Now, if the job is not doing what they're supposed to do, if they are treating you bad, if they're making you do 3 jobs and only paying you for 1, then you need to make a decision and go. But here's the tip, right? Here's the tip. You know what you signed on for. I'm not saying for you to just take it, but I'm saying you know what you signed on for. I am grown. I signed on for this. I know what this is. If it is not working for me anymore, it's time for me to move on. It's time for me to go. I'll never forget, I went to Sonic's drive-thru one time. This was years and years ago when the guy came up to the car. We pulled up and things like that. So I can't remember how much the ticket was, but I think it was only like $12 or maybe $15, something like that. And so I gave the guy a $2 tip. The guy stopped and he said, $2, is that all you're going to be? I have a daughter at home that I got to take care of. And I looked at him and I said, what the? That has nothing to do with me, right? You knew what you signed up for. How dare you ask me for? Now that's bold. I gave him kudos for doing that, but I said, wait a minute. Take it up with your employer. You feel what I'm saying? You are employed by this this company. Take it up with your employer. You don't ever go to a client or a customer like that and then sit up here and come at them sideways for you not getting what you expect you should have. I don't care that you got a daughter at home. That's not my responsibility. That's not my issue. I don't know, you probably saying, Titan, that's a little harsh, but no, let's be real. Let's be real. And then let's put it in perspective. The perspective is I'm on here every Tuesday and Thursday, right? And let's just say your hearts and your roses and your comments and everything, that's my tip. And I ask you for the tip. You with me? Like I always say, hey, y'all, tap the middle of that screen, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. Give me some thumbs up. Give me some hearts. X, show me some love. Like, follow, subscribe, and do all of that. And if you don't do it, right, then I'm upset with you. Come on. I know the game. I signed up for this. I know that it's not always going to be the same every single day. I know that I'm not always going to have a 10,000 likes or 12,000 likes a day. I know that I'm not going to have a plethora of comments every single time I come on. I know that I'm not going to have new people coming on and following and subscribing every single time I come on. That's the nature of the beast. So I get mad with you and I tell you, oh, you didn't do it. You didn't do it. You know, Wild Royale, you should have done it because I got bills at home. I got this, I got that. That's not your responsibility. That's not what that is. I know what I signed on for. And I know that it's not always going to be great and wonderful. But I know what I signed on for. When I come on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you see my energy. You see my presence. You understand my spirit. That's it. I'm giving you that regardless of what you give back to me. You understand what I'm saying? Now, you all have been wonderful. You all have been great. Y'all have been showing up and showing out, and I love it, and I appreciate it. But I do not hold you to the fire to make me, right, feel or be or do or pay me accordingly. Who does that? Who does that? Warrior said that's not harsh because that wasn't his place to come at you like that. You don't pay. Exactly. So my thing was, and I said, we doing now? You were just being nice enough to give him a tip for a job well done. That part, wow, Royale, because see, here's the thing. I gave him a tip on a $12. I think it was like the taxes was like $2 and some. I don't know how much it was. But anyway, it was like $15, right? I even rounded up and gave him $2, right, to make sure that he was good. But that wasn't enough for him because he had a daughter at home that he had to pay for, and it was a whole other thing. And I just said, you know what? But then here's the thing. Here's the piece that got me. When I expressed to him that that's not my responsibility, you know, he got mad. He got mad, said a couple of cuss words and all of that. And in my mind, I wanted to get out that car and I wanted to cause a scene and stop traffic. That's what I wanted to do. But a lot of times what we do not understand when the tips are not tipping, whose responsibility is it? Now there's some anomalies out there, right? There are going to be some people that are not going to tip you accordingly. They're going to expect for you to go above and beyond and do flips and cartwheels and stick a 10. They're going to expect you to do that for this little tip that they're giving you. But again, let's go back to it. It's the nature of the beast. You know what it is. When I used to work for the country restaurant, I used to go and do things, and it was my energy and my spirit that got me the tips that I got because I was always talking. I was always making sure they were good. I was always making sure that they had what they needed. But here's the thing. I had other workers, co-workers, that was like, I'm not doing nothing for them because they're not tipping. They look like they're not going to tip. I'm not going to do it. But what did you sign on for? I signed on here, right, to do what I need to do for Titan in the Morning. Even if you did not sign on, even if you were only 3, even if you were the few, I'm still going to get on here every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I'm going to bring Titan to the table. That's what I have to do. That's what my promise was. When I signed on, I said that. Now, if in fact I'm not going to do that, I should have never started with you all like that. I should have never promised you that you were going to get this energy and you're going to get this spirit every Tuesday and Thursday. This is what I signed on for. Even when I don't feel it, I signed on for that. Somebody told me the other day, well, Titan, you go with the topic and then you say all of these things to people and then you're going back and forth. And sometimes it's it's a lot. And I said, well, thank you, right, for your observation. But this is my people. This is my platform. I can't do it the way that you do it over here. That's not how I do it. You feel me? And this is no disrespect to nobody. This is not that, but this is my tip to you. You do you and let me do me. And if I'm not getting there, if I'm not doing it, if I don't have all of these followers and all of that stuff like that, maybe I don't want that. Have you ever thought to ask somebody, what do you want? When I get on here, I'm not doing all of this, right? I'm not begging you for this and for that. And so, but that's not my ministry. That may be yours. Now, would I like for this to be my bread and butter? Would I like for this to make me money? Sure. Right? But I'm not you and you are not me. And then when I get to thinking about it, right? I don't like how you approach your people. Let's be real. I don't like it. I'm not that person. That's not what I'm going to do. And then they're going to tell me, well, you should do this and do that. Have you watched my show? What I just did right here, somebody told me that you should do this and do that. Have you watched my show? I sip all the time. We are always with a Titan in the Morning mug. We always sipping the topic. We always making sure it's a sip and not a slurp. I've been doing that since the beginning. So obviously you have not watched my show. Obviously you don't know anything about what it is. You came on afterwards. And then you're going to tell me, but if you go back and you watch, I'm sipping all the time. I'm asking you where you from and what's in your cup. I'm asking you to come in and join me in my way. That's the thing that gets me. When the tips are not tipping, right? Now, if you're going to come to me and you're going to let me know what are the key things I need to do to get to the stratosphere, to keep going up and to keep doing, okay, I'm on it. But you're going to tell me that the way that I do it is not something that's palatable for you when you're not even doing what I'm doing? You're not coming from a standpoint of let me see you grow and do. You're coming from a standpoint of, okay, this is a little crazy for me. I can't get on with it. I can't do it. There's always going to be somebody. Thank you for the tip, but I'm not tipping with that. I'm not. Hey, Willie, good morning. Willie said, I would have asked for a refund, called corporate, and enjoyed the free meal that they would have sent me for the inconvenience. And see, and this is the thing right here. And I'm glad you said that, Willie, because I could have went further and did more beyond that. See, what you don't know is what's going to happen once you start this ball to rolling. Now, this young man was doing what he felt he needed to do in order for him. But here's the thing. You work for this corporation. You work for these people. And then you're going to treat their clients or their customers like that? Now, what if I would have did all of that, Willie? What if I would have did all of that? That would have messed up his whole thing. And then it wouldn't have been something that would have just been a one and done. I would have kept on going, making sure. You know what I'm saying? And then what if somebody else got the same thing? Then here we go. And then now all of a sudden you don't have it for your daughter that you're working so hard for. Come on. Come on. It's a whole nother breed out there. Royale said, I used to work for Pizza Hut and worked in the kitchen in the front counter and waited tables and got tips. Let me tell you, here's my thing. And I'm not saying that you should not. I'm not saying that fast food is not shouldn't pay you. I'm not saying that work in hospitality should not pay you. What I'm saying is you know what you signed on for. And not everybody is going to tip in that manner. Going back to the friend I'm talking about, everybody in her circle is not going to tip her the way that I did. And that's fine. And that's great. But that's not what I signed on for. When I told you that I was a friend, Willie is one of my best friends. Been knowing Willie for 20 years. 20 years. And Willie will know. Willie will say, hey, Titan, you know, da-da-da-da-da-da. And Willie know that Titan is going to shoot from the hip. Willie, and I expect the same from Willie. Willie always tell me, well, Titan, can I say, you know, well, Titan, this, and this. Willie, say what you got to say, right? Because it's not for us. So here's my thing. I know what I signed on for. When I said that I was your best friend, when I said you were my chosen family, I know what I signed on for. When I signed on for this job that I'm doing, I know what I signed on for. I can't get into the job 4-5 months into the job, and I'm upset because I didn't ask for what I needed in the beginning. I did not negotiate what I needed in the beginning. And there we go. When the tips are not tipping, not everybody's going to tip you the same way. Not everybody's going to tip you, period. Do your job. Do what you signed up for. Do what you're supposed to do. If you build it, they will come. Meaning, if you are doing what you're supposed to do, they are going to come. It's going to happen. Now, here's the thing. I want to say this to you. Because if you are constantly not getting tips, if you're constantly having bad things happen, if you're constantly, then there needs to be a change happening somewhere. Changing you, a change in venue, a change in what you're doing. There has to be something that changes, because there's no way that you are always downtrodden and out every single time, 365, 24/7. There cannot, something is wrong somewhere when the tips are not tipping. Royale says, my thing was whatever I signed up for, good or bad, I was going to make the best of it. And that's it. And here's the thing. Thank you for that comment, Royale. Here's the thing. You don't have to always be the doormat. We talk about this all the time. You don't have to always be the one getting stepped on and wipe their feet on you. You don't have to do that. That's that change. Now, I may have signed up for something a year ago, and a year later, it's totally different. So now I need to go in and renegotiate, or I need to leave. And I know that we're in situations, I know that we're in things that sometimes we just can't do that. And I get it. But you cannot keep complaining about the same thing over and over and over again, and it's happening to you over and over and over again. It's time for you to understand why the tips are not tipping. It's time for you to understand why the tips are not tipping. All right, y'all, look, the topic today was when the tips are not tipping. This is what I want you to do. Look at your circle. Look at your village, your tribe, your gang, and your chosen family. And are you tipping them correctly? Are you tipping them correctly? Are you giving them the 5% or the 15, the 18, or the 20%? Are you giving them the truth? Are you giving them honesty? Are you giving them the love that they need? Right? On that side. Okay, this TikTok. Tap the middle of that screen, TikTok. Go ahead on. Tap the middle of that screen. And go ahead on and blow me on up. Blow me on up. On the other side, service is rendered, right? If the tips are not tipping, you need to figure out why that is. What happened? Who did what? Am I the cause, right? Am I the cause to be the one that I caused you not to tip me? What did I do wrong? Did I do something? Or if you're not doing anything wrong, you're doing everything right, then it's time to move. It's time for a change. It's time to go. And then YRL says, so I tapped into it all, and that job, each one had a different pay rate. I got all of them and I climbed. And indeed, you got to make sure that you are there, that you are good. And so when I say when the tips are not tipping, what we need to do is figure out why the tips are not tipping. Is it time for a move? Is it time for a change? Right? Is it still serving me correctly like it was when I first started? And if it's not, you always need to reevaluate where you're at and what you're doing. Always. Because what served me last year may not be serving me this year. So when the tips are not tipping, you feel me? What's the reasoning? And as I stated, your village, your tribe, your gang, and your chosen family, you know me. Mine, I didn't sign up for that. This is what I signed up for. And this is what I'm going to give you. And that's what you got to be able to do, is to be straight with someone. Be real with them and let them know this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. And if this is not for you, then don't patronize this restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Don't patronize this business establishment, because this business establishment is going to give you the real when the tips are not tipping. I'm going to give it to you with all the love I can, all the graciousness, all the grace I can. I'm going to give it to you, but I'm going to be real with you. And you got to be able to do that. You got to be able to do that. All right. Look, y'all, I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm beyond the time right now. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. But y'all, this is what I want. This is what I would like for you all to do, is to understand that tipping is not mandatory, right? Tipping is not mandatory. Sometimes I'm not going to be able to tip you up here. Sometimes I'm going to have to tip you down here. It's according to what's going on in my life and what's happening. Sometimes you're not going to be able to tip up here. You're going to be able to tip down here according to what's going on in your life at the time, right? But it's okay for that. If I signed on for something, I have to know the ins and the outs of what it is that I signed on for. And a lot of times we don't know what we signed on for, because we think we rose-colored glass and we think it's the best thing ever. So this is what we're going to do. But then we get in it and we find out it is not what I thought it was. This is not what I signed up for. But did you check that in the beginning? When the tips are not tipping, look around your circle. Look around. Look around. Are the tips tipping? All right, y'all. Look, I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Hold on. Let me take a sip before I get out of here. Hold on. That part. Ooh, it's a sipping, not a slurp. Yes. Here's the thing. If you haven't heard it today, yesterday, last week, last month, or last year, I want to tell you that I love you right where you're at in this moment. You will have other moments, but you will not have this moment. You don't have to ask for it. You don't have to return it with a receipt. I love you right where you're at in this moment. What I want you to do is take your arms and these hands of yours, and if you can't do it physically, do it mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And I want you to wrap them around you and hug yourself real tight. Hug yourself real tight. And I want you to look into that mirror, look into that computer, look into that phone, look to the ceiling, to the floor, to the sky, to the moon, to the stars, to the galaxy. And I want you to tell yourself, just like this, Titan, I love you right where you're at in this moment, flaws and all. You will have other moments, but you will not have this moment. I love you right where you're at in this moment. I love you right where you're at in this moment. That's how we do it. Y'all with me? All right, Rye Royale, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Nana Hen, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Willie, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Monk, I love you right where you're at in this moment. The King, I love you right where you're at in this moment. DJ Tony Paul, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Justin, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Shannon, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Sean, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Nelly, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Sora, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Covered by God's grace, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Jessica, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Burger Joe, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Dan, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Radio, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Keisha, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Sean, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Linda, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Bertha, I love you right where you're at in this moment. I think I got everybody. Nana Hen, I love you right where you're at in this moment. I think I said you already. Nashoni, I love you right where you're at in this moment. You were new to the live today. Let's see here. Who else did I have? Somebody else was new. Carolyn Anthony, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Bertha, Doris, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Andrea C, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Libby, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Tom, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Bob, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Tamara, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Hold on. I think I got everybody. I love y'all right where y'all at in this moment. Thank you for always supporting me. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for following. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for all of that. I love you right where you're at in this moment. Take a moment and love yourself. There's one thing that's constant in this world, and it's love, and we need more of it. We need to be able to say to ourselves that we love each other. That we, say to ourselves that we love ourselves, right? We love who we are, but that we love each other. Wake up in the morning and be thankful. Love yourself, flaws and all. Because I'm telling you, you can't always be down. You can't always be down and out. You can't always be that way. But love yourself. Peace and blessings to y'all. Until next time, y'all be good. Y'all be great. Y'all do all of that good stuff. And thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Until Thursday and another Thursday, until Tuesday and another Tuesday, y'all be blessed. All right. I know. It's kind of like, yeah, right? So, yeah, y'all be good. All right. Till next time.